Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to another installment of Tokefreely. Catch me with my hair down there. I had to let it breathe. I'm trying to cover up my bald spot, so don't be laughing. This is all me right here. But welcome to the show. I hope everybody is okay and doing well. And today we have a new week like we always do. But first, I want to tell you about our endeavors. Come check me out on YouTube with Talk Freely. Come check out uh, my social media group on Facebook called We Smokers Unite. And don't forget to come check out, my garments, my apparel, my merchandise over at Teesprings. You can just go to Teesprings and go to Toke Freely. Two separate words. Because right now we're having a problem with the Toke Freely Toke Gear .store. Got to get that back up. But you can still go over there and get the products. Just go to Teespring and go to Toke Freely, then go to Toke Gear. And you'll still get all our products. You see all that stuff still up there. So check it out. Patronize a brother. We need some revenue. The holidays coming up. So what else can I think of? I'm not gonna bring up Soul Time and New Way to Do It till we get those things back up and start. And so you can start back to donating to the Cash app, like if you ever did, but you can you can start back to donate to it. We got a new Cash app, and it's Toke Freely, $ Toke Freely, still the same thing. So come over there, help donate, help the cause, man. This is for a bigger cause, and for me. So today, the name of our marijuana is called Gorilla Glue. Now, some of you that's been watching the show, you're gonna say he did Gorilla Glue already. That's true, I did, and I did it when we first started out. We had a different rating system, you know. And I always say, and plus, I told you, my granddad tore up that tablet. So all those ones that was on that tablet up to like 20, I don't have anymore. So I get a chance to do them again, and this is one of them. So we're gonna do the Gorilla Glue again. I don't even remember what we gave the last time. I know if I go to the tapes, I know if we go to the tape, to the, look at it on YouTube, I know we'll find it then. But I also know that the scoring system was different. So this time we got the scoring system here, and we got some Gorilla Glue, and we're going to try it again for the second time, first time, second time around. Okay, so let me show you guys what it looks like. All right. All right, check it out, folks. All right, this is some Gorilla Glue. You get a good look right there. All right. And I think I have some on my social media site on We Smokers Unite. I believe we have some up there, but they usually show the stuff when it's still in growth, and some of it be buds, but a lot of it be the flowers and stuff like that. And I would love to get some of that to show you. One day I'm going to hunt around so I can get some that's like that, And uh, maybe after 100 show, I'm trying to go for 100. 100 different weeds. I can still say this can be a different weed because, like I say, it's been so long since I had some Gorilla Glue, and that was real early stage of the shows. So we re-experienced it again. Now, the smell, it's got a really sweet smell, y'all. I'm jungle loving it. Let me see. I'm tripping already. Yeah, it's really smells really, really, really sweet, like almost like like somebody threw some candy in here with it. It's very sweet. Kind of robust, got a robust smell to it. It's a little bit of, I can smell the THC. THC is loud off of this. And even though it's late, I just got this week, believe it or not. It's late at night. I got deliveries at all time of the night. People, anyway, people like to make money. That's what that's all about. But I'm loving the smell. I'm loving the smell. And this will be my first joint. I haven't smoked any or anything. I saved everything for the show. So, but I'm loving the smell. It smell. I'm trying to give you an idea of what it smells like, but I don't know. It's so sweet. It's so sweet, you know. And breaking it down, oh man, this is perfect, perfect, perfect. Crumbles up very nicely. No dust, no powder. You know, very nice, very nice. Right into those granules that I like. Perfect. Oh yeah, I can see I'm gonna enjoy this. You know, but, you know, very nice, very nice. I love this smell. Very nice. So we have a joint roll. Which one is it? Because I have a cigarette roll too. Okay, this is the joint. So, you know, I've noticed that there's people been coming back checking out my social media group. I have to tell you, I'm very surprised I'm getting so many people at once, and I'm very grateful. So keep it up. You like the stuff I'm doing on there? Leave some comments. I know people don't really even leave comments, but I get like a lot of thumbs up and a lot of hearts. So that means they do like it. Then I get more and more people coming. So I appreciate it. Keep it coming. You know, I don't know how many members I want, but as many as I can get. You know. So I'm tasting the weed now. Oh yes, you can taste the sweetness through there. Very mild but strong. That was woo. All right. Mm-hmm. I know I made some jokes referring to Gorilla Glue before. You know, I don't remember, but I don't. That's why I was looking through my pad to see, because now I got two pads now. And I was looking through the first one to see if I had Gorilla Glue, but I don't have it. But I know I did it. We have Gorilla something else, Gorilla OG or something like that, but I don't have Gorilla Glue. This stuff is strong. THC is, woo, THC is really high on this one, folks. You're gonna get plenty load off this. Nice, nice taste. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. So we've been hitting a lot of stuff. Let me let me see if I can catch folks up. Let's see. Queen died. What else? People want to boycott. What is it? The woman queen or whatever her name is, some queen. They want to boycott that. What else? Ooh. Ray J and the Kardashians. Ooh, look at all this scandal going on, folks. I know y'all are having the ball off that stuff, ain't you? See what people would do for money? They literally sell their soul, sell their life to damnation, just for fame, fortune, and fame and fortune. I don't know. You ready to sign that dotted line? Or who else? The basketball star had an affair on Nina Long. You know, people act like just because a woman is so fine, you know, that a guy's just be stupid to have an affair. That's why they have it. Okay, that's why they have their affairs. They have a fine ass woman, and so they're like, well, I got one, I can get the next one, and you know, each one. And for every beautiful woman, there's one that's more beautiful. It just never stops, man. It never stops. You know, it just never stops. And then they come in all races, all, you know, creeds, all colors, you know. See one beautiful woman, you know, the next one's more beautiful. Next one. Have y'all folks ever have seen this woman? She be on Instagram a lot. She's really black. I mean, but she's beautiful. You know, beautiful skin and everything. She like she could be maybe in her early 20s. You know, all she got to do is get on Instagram and smile, and she get 20,000 views, and motherfucker just begging, boy. But man, I'm gonna tell you something. You know why you would never get most of y'all would never get a woman like that? You think that it takes money, you know, and in some cases it does. But you think why do you think some women get guys just give certain guys, the coochie right off the bat and make you work hard for it? You wanna know why? It be part of it because they're attracted to it. That's only a small part because they be attracted to a lot of it. They give it up to them because it's something that they want to achieve. You know, just like a man looks for a beautiful woman, women look for beautiful men, but they look for men differently, the beauty differently. Even though he could be outwardly a really good-looking guy, that don't be enough for a woman. It has to be something else. Now, for some superficial women, yeah, you look good. They look at it this way: you look good, I look good. We can screw each other, and we just look good screwing each other. We just be a good-looking screwing couple, you know. And people think like that, and I don't know. I don't think it's terribly wrong, you know, but it's very superficial, you know. When I was younger, a lot of women considered me good looking, and they used to want to sleep with me just because they thought I was good looking, you know. And I would ask them, I was like, "Well, what do you like? What do you like about me? I just like you. I just like you. Take your pants off." You say that, right? You were like, "Well, good enough for me." Well, you know, not all the time. No, I'm just talking. You know, my daughter hear this kind of stuff. Dad, my dad was such a hoe. No, I was not a hoe. Listen. Hoe-ish, but not well, I wasn't a hoe. No, I had morals, you know. But you know what? My dad told me something, and since he's not here, I can tell on him. You know, he once told me. He said, "Never turn down no pussy, never." And I was like, "Well, what if she's like, I don't like her?" He said, "Never. I mean, never turn down no pussy." I was like, "Why?" He said, "Because when you get old like me, you ain't gonna be able to get none." So you can have all the memories you can think of. You know, and I used to laugh at it, but I was like, he might have had a point. Shit. You know. And actually, my father told me not to get married. Yeah. He was like, because he was married twice. He didn't see, he just didn't see nothing out of it. He felt like he got nothing out of it. And he ended up alone, you know. Well, not alone, because he always had a woman. But no, but he ended up being single, you know, until he passed. But, you know, he's like, don't get married. You know, I was like, why? I said, don't you like want to have grandchildren? He said, give me all the grandchildren. Give me all the grandchildren you can give me. He said, but you ain't got to marry none of them. But by me coming up, you know, with my grandmother and them and shit, you know, very stern, church going people, you know, I was taught to treat a woman right. Mm-hmm. See what it got me, didn't it? Up here doing tokefreely. Smoke my blues away. No, I'm just talking shit. Don't take what I say serious. But I would like some comments. I'm thinking of dyeing my hair. See, I had been dyeing my hair for like wow, 15, 20 years. You know, when I hit in my 40s, I started. Well, I was born with. Actually, I was born with one. Where you see hair missing is where I was born with like one what is that? With one string of gray hair, and it grew into a skunk tail down my back, down my hair. I had that one for a long time. A lot of women like that. They thought it was chic. My little skunk. I used to call it a skunk in my head. It was like a skunk to me. So after a while, it started spreading, you know, and I was like, man, I don't want this gray hair. I was only in my 40s at the time, you know. I was like, so I started dyeing my hair, you know. Nobody ever knew, you know. because when I start seeing a little gray, they would say, "Oh, I see a little gray." You know, I'd be like, "Oh, stuff wearing out. I gotta go put my fake stuff back on." You know, but I used to just buy those little rinses. Instead, they last like 5 weeks, 4 weeks, some shit like that. I never, except I did have a Jerry curl back in the day. I don't know why, because everybody else had one, and I had it maybe 4 or 5 times before I just got tired of the gookiness of it. It was just gooky. If you ever had a Jerry curl, you know what I'm talking about. When you guys used to sleep with them. See, I wouldn't sleep with no bag on my head, the cap, because it made me sweat so bad, you know. And then by morning, like I sweat perm out. So for me, I would just, at first I would lay a towel on the pillow. That didn't work. My twisting and turning, and that towel never stayed on the pillow, you know. And when I was single, and I had it, you know, boy, I went through a lot of pillowcases. You wouldn't believe I went through a lot of pillowcases. You do that stuff so much you can't even get it out the pillowcases. It leaves like a, even if it's going, it leaves like you can still see it, you know. So I stopped doing that, and then about 50, well, no, before I was 50, no, about 50, I think I stopped dyeing my hair. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, maybe a little older, maybe 53, 54. Because I remember at first, when I was working at this one place, I was still dyeing my hair. Yeah, so about 54, 55. So it's been a long time. So, you know, about 6, 7 years, I stopped dyeing my hair. You know, but I'm not one of the people that's crazy about gray hair either. You know, because people always tell me I look younger when I dye my hair. You know, and I guess I look like a shaman now. You know, yeah. So you got, I'm tripping. This is some really good weed. I'm definitely gonna recommend it. You know, but let me see. Back to what I was saying. So much stuff is happening in the country today, around, you know, around the country. I ain't gonna say around the world because it's happening around the world now. You know, and I'm not gonna get no philosophy on how it is. I'm just gonna talk shit about it. That's all. You know, the Ray J thing has really got me. I am really enthralled in that because I always knew people did what he claimed that she did. I always knew they did that. You know, they do anything to make money. You know, but by him being a part of it, and he didn't watch these people just amass literally billions, and mass billions of dollars. You know, he's still getting this $5.99 off of his royalties show. You get $5.99, bro. Good money, you know. And she was gonna perpetrate this lie until he actually did something about it. Man. See how people are. I tell you folks, see, there are no real people. You know, there are no real people. He had to, she forced him out of his lie. It's a shame you had to be forced out your lie, you know, for money. For money. You know, it makes you think what else they would do for money. Did a sex tape, which their mama saw, approved of, sold it to the sex people, wrote a contract, then told people he snuck and did it, and she was this and she was that. Now she's selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of merchandise that, you know, nice role model, right, folks? What else? The Queen. You been hearing all the stuff about the Queen? Well, people so glad she did, boy. They literally will dance on her grave. You know, not only dance, they have a luau at that bitch. You know, they were like passport. Passport in this bitch, yeah, right over the grave. But a lot of people don't understand. She's one of the few people living that had the power that she had and did some of the most heinous things. And you people over in England and shit, London, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all would rather praise a tyrant than 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 confront, you know, the horrors that she did. You know, what about them 30 kids that she took out of Canada? Them poor kids still ain't been seen. You know, still ain't been seen. What about a few years ago when they saw a naked boy climbing out the damn palace, buck naked? You know what was going on. That boy was being raped like it wasn't shit. Probably by that one, what was his name? Andrew? Probably tearing that ass. That boy said, you know what? I gotta escape all that dick, fuck. That's too much dick. Shit, I gotta escape. You know, what else? You know, see the turmoil in the world. You can't hide it anymore because you know it's like shit. It's piled up so much you can see it and smell it. You know, and it started to stink at the folks. I knew it would. It always do. So what y'all gonna do? Man? What else? Who else is in the news? Oh, the basketball player that used to be married to Kardashian was with a trans, and people made big fun of it. You know about my mother being a musician, she always knew gay people. I've known gay people my entire life. You know, I mean, from a kid, I've known gay people. Except my mother's friends were drag queens. We would have one, Molly, you know, rest her soul. She used to watch us like she was our stepmama, you know. Never tried nothing, never did nothing, you know, and we treated her like a woman, you know, even though we knew she was a man, we treated her like a woman, you know, because she dressed and acted like a woman. But, you know, I've been watching these things on trannies lately, you know. Well, transsexual? I don't know, because there's so many trans names now, shit, I get confused. But you know the ones that go get the shit cut off, them. And I saw this thing about where they demand that they are demanding that you call them by a woman, you know, call them a woman, you know. And hell, we don't. Sometimes we even call women women. So I don't know why you even want that title, you know. Shit, a lot come with that, okay? You know, just be transsexual, you know. Yeah, you know, a mooman. You could be a mooman. You know, that's a good term, a mooman. Be a mooman. So that way we can address you. Hey, those are movements. You know, nothing derogatory about it. Not quite a man, not quite a woman. A movement. That would be a good night. You know, nothing racial about it. Nothing. But the fact that they demanded that, you know, people, you know, address them as women and shit. That I even saw one, this little thing on YouTube. This one that she wants straight men to ask her out. Okay. And she don't want to have to go through the problem, the hassle, okay, of explaining to men that she's not or wasn't born a man, you know. And I found that to be very arrogant. You know, what gives you the right, you know, to demand that kind of stuff? You folks, man. I don't know who's worse, you know, the feminists, the other thing, what else in the news? Of course, relationships. Oh, banning oh girl, you know, Queen movie, you know. What difference does it make at this stage? You know, that shit happened over 300 years ago. You know, the real story, and they elaborated and embellished the story. You know, it's always gonna be people that's gonna bring the truth out of everything. Okay, and I do understand the anger. I don't dismiss it. You know, because those people, you know, were directly related to a lot of the slave trade, you know, directly involved. But people, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to get on with this, we get out of here. Just because there were tribes in Africa that participated in the slave trade, okay, they had no idea of thinking that the people would do to the people what they did, okay? Because they didn't do, I know even though there were cases, don't get me wrong, there were cases, but in most cases, slaves was treated, you know, at least halfway decent. I heard about the story the girl queen came out and chopped the man out for breakfast, headed off for breakfast. And there were tribes that killed people for rituals and stuff like that. But tribes around the world have done that. And I'm not excusing anything because I still believe in reparations and I believe in, you know, the things that we need as the people here in this country. But don't let them use that as a way to distract you about what you had to go through in this country, what our ancestors had to go through in this country. The fact that other blacks traded blacks got nothing to do with how the whites treated the blacks. Okay? Don't get those two mixed up. People can throw history on your face all day long until you have other African tribes doing it. It was a normal thing to do. Okay. Now the colonialists changed it to where they were shipping the people off to different countries, when the Spaniards started, you know. But the African people throughout history has always have slaves, been slaves, and to this day they're still being used as slaves, and in some countries they have slaves in African countries. Or indentured servant, as a lot of people like to call it. So don't let them fool you into saying, that blacks were, in it as well. Yeah, they were. They were in it. But no one was more heinous and more disrespectful to the people and the culture than the whites, than the Europeans, than the Spaniards, okay, and the English. So when y'all get all tussied up, about the queen and stuff, and how people feel about the queen, think about what your ancestors did, to some of those people in those countries just to conquer land and get their goods, because you didn't have nothing better else to do. You know, that was the way of life back then, and that's how people, you know, gained their wealth and their riches and stuff like that. It was barbaric then, and people that do it now, it's still barbaric. It doesn't change the fact that the slaves that came over to this world were some of the mistreated ones in this country, in the world, as a matter of fact, you know. So don't let that, distract you from the fact. So it's time to rate this week. Okay, how much time I got there? Yeah, I'm doing good. So the weed, smoke this cigarette. I'm high. I am high, folks. This is some really good weed. You know, I could talk for hours, but believe it or not, you wouldn't believe what time it is. It's way past midnight. Way past midnight. Way past midnight. The weed was excellent. The taste, the aroma, the smell, the texture, the high, everything. Probably going to get a 10. Very, very good. I'm very happy with it. I don't really, like I said, this is actually my second time doing Gorilla Glue. I don't have it in my old pad, so I knew that was going to happen. I don't have it in my old pad because I told you my granddaughter them tore it up. He threw all over it. But I know I did. I know it's on. I know it's on a video, on one of the videos. And if you want to, you can scan through and look at it. You can see how I rated it then and now. But I'm already thinking that I think this is better than even that was. You know, I'm very impressed with it. You know. So for the smell, which I still have it out, excellent smell. I wish I can describe it. It's sweet and grassy greeny at the same time, but mixed in perfectly. It's a perfect mixture. Hopefully this ain't sprayed on, but I did rub it between my fingers. Yeah, it's the same smell. You know, yeah, same smell. Very good. It's very sweet. I love the smell. I love the smell. You know, and I don't know if I quite smelled that. I don't remember if the other Gorilla Glue smelled like that. But I'm going to register that smell. I'm going to remember the smell because actually I can say I haven't smelled the weed that smelled like that before. I mean, it's so sweet and full. It's not even like fruit or bouquet. It's just like, I don't know, like somebody drops some drips of, you know, sweetness in it. It's just sweet smelling. So for the smell, I'm going to give it a 10. I am very impressed with the smell. The taste comes out with the smell. I mean, it tastes like a smell. It literally tastes like a smell. Very sweet, very mellow, full body, got a kick to it, you know, no nasty, no aftertaste. Give you a little cotton mouth, but that's about it. For me, that's got to be a 10, you know. And I very rarely get 10s like country do, you know. Flavor, same thing. Usually if it follows with it tastes with a 10, the flavor follows as well. Great flavor, full body, goes all the way through. You're going to enjoy it. I'm going to flavor a 10. Nice taste. I love it. Texture. There's another 10. Texture is perfect. Doesn't crumble into dust or floury or fluffy. Perfect little granules, nice and dry like I like it. Perfect. Not too dry that it's hard, but perfect. Excuse me. That's give a 10. Buzzer high. It's a high. Okay, now, should I be biased on the buzzer high? That's the thing. Does it deserve a 10? Because I very seldom get buzzer high 10. But I have to say this weed did go straight to my head. It like second or third pull. So yeah, that's a 10. Okay, point of peak. Very early in the joint. I'm going to give, well, second or third puff off the joint. That's a 10. Accessibility. I guess I'm going to have to go lower on the accessibility because I get this from a person. I don't know how he sells it. Okay. I know he got customers and that kind of stuff like that, so I can't give it a 10 on accessibility, but I will give it an 8. Quality, overall quality is a 10. There's nothing to complain about. Nothing. I can't complain about anything. The smell, the taste, the texture, nothing. Nothing. That's a 10. Potency, it's up there with the best of them, man. I don't know if it deserves a 10, but I'm going to give it a 10, you know, because it is very potent. Coughability. I did cough a lot, but it's not a 10. You know, I did cough a lot. Maybe I give it an 8. Okay. So I don't even need the calculator. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 8, and 96. So we got a 96, and that's an excellent. I'm very impressed with this weed. Would I buy it again? Yes, and I do recommend it. So go out, folks, get you some Gorilla Glue. I know a lot of you are already familiar with it. Like I said before, I did a show on this before, but I had a whole different scoring system. So this case is like brand new again. And if I was impressed the first time, I'm gonna go back and see. If I was impressed the first time, I'm definitely impressed the second time. So for the month of September, 2022, our Gorilla Glue gets a 96. So folks, I want to thank you for showing up and showing me some love. Remember, we got to get the numbers up. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, you know, so you know when you get my next videos and stuff, you know, and tell people about the show. And don't forget to visit uh, Weed Smokers Unite over on my YouTube page and Instagram. It's on Instagram too. You know, well, Instagram will lead you over to that. So either way it goes, you can either one. They both have the same numbers. Maurice Miller 973, Instagram and Facebook. So come on over there, check me out, check out my garments. You know, come help be a part of Toke Freely and Weed Smokers Unite, and enjoy life, folks. So until next time we meet, God bless and toke freely. Bye bye, folks.